Работаем.
All right, welcome everybody. This is Talking Tarkov podcast number 3. Pleasure to have you guys here. Welcome everybody. Again, third podcast. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. So we have our guest. We have Dayzru here, Nikita, and of course Smoke, the illustrious Tarkov delight dude. So basically, I'm going to give a little breakdown about what's going to be happening during the podcast. So first, once I'm done with this introduction, I'm going to pass it over to Nikita. He's going to give you guys kind of an update on like what's to come with the game, what's new, what kind of stuff's going to be coming out, when's the desync going to be fixed, when's the lag, the hackers, the frames, the spike drops, all that stuff. He'll give you guys all that information, of course. And then we're going to break it up into a Russian portion of the podcast. Me and Smoke will take a little bit of a break during this time. Dayzru and Nikita will be talking to the Russian community for Escape from Tarkov, informing them, answering questions in Russian, so on and so forth. And then after that, me and Smoke will come back. Then we have our talking points for today, which you guys can use the !topics command in the chat if you want to see what they are. It's basically going to be group play, karma, player interaction, spawning, and anything that really just has to do with either cooperating with other PMCs in a raid, interacting with them, whether it's events or quests or anything like that. So without further ado, I will let Big Boss Man Nikita over here take the floor. What's going on, man? Thought you were on my left side.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nikita. I'm from Russia, and I want to talk more about our game, and that's it. Also, Klean, you forgot to tell that there will be leaks. Like, not so many leaks, but it will be leaks.
We got some good stuff. A lot of gun stuff.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. As Cotton said, it will be all the same. The same questions, the same answers. Everything will be the same. We will try not to make it the same. We will try to answer questions in different way with Russian accent, for example, or in Russian. We have Dayzru. He's from Russia. He's from St. Petersburg also. So I will Я сразу скажу, ребята, всем привет, русскоязычные товарищи. На этот раз в этом подкасте у нас будет чуть-чуть побольше русского языка. Мы вклинимся в середине по-русски и ответим на вопросы комьюнити, которые задавали на нашем форуме. So, this is it. I think we can start, go ahead.
All right. So basically, a lot of the people in the community want to hear about what really the future plans are going forward now. Obviously, there's been talks about you guys kind of prioritizing polishing EFT and making it, fixing, little like the micro freezes, like these little bugs, and taking a little step back from the content. Obviously, for a lot of you guys who don't know, the guys who make the guns, the guys who map the maps, and the programmers who program the game are all a part of different teams and have different tasks. So a lot of people who ask, they should just stop content and fix the game. Well, that doesn't make sense because there's other people who work on different things at the same time. So I think that's what really what people are wanting to hear right now is kind of what the direction is going forward.
Yeah, I said it like several times lately about that we're trying to polish up the pipelines of production to make the production smooth and without a pain. Because right now it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of arguing and stuff, and we just want to make this process really smooth to ensure that every single patch, upcoming patches, they will arrive fast and in high quality without any delays. So right now it's more about the pipeline polishing and fixes, and the next big patch will be like half and half. 50% will be fixes, network updates, optimizations. 50% will be new features, new stuff, new content. I think it's kind of suitable for you to have such kind of updates, which are mainly about the perfection.
Makes sense. Polishing up the game. Dayzru or Smoke, do you guys got any comment?
Well, I guess first I'll come in and say what's up, guys, and thanks for having the podcast. Escape from Tarkov is like life right now. And yeah, I mean, Dayzru, why don't you start?
Okay, sure. Good to see everyone. I'm glad that I've been invited to this podcast. I hope to have a good conversation tonight. I know everyone who is here and everyone in chat is excited about Escape from Tarkov, and everyone is waiting for the new updates. Everyone is excited about the updates we got before. We got a lot of changes, game changes recently, and I like the way Tarkov is going. So that's what I want to say to start with.
Yeah, I got a comment to this. It's a pretty common thing that when you pick the level, like standardize something to a specific level, like when we decided to have big updates with a lot of content, every like next update must be with the same amount of content that before. And if we, for some reason, like can't get so many things that we got in the last update, then we are pretty like unconfident company, that we are pretty bad developers. And this is it. And all I want to say that we will try to make up the space to boost the development and to make a lot of new things, and every single patch will be like the big patch and you will like it but of course there could be some troubles, and you must understand that it was not intentional, and this is it. Yeah.
All right, great.
Well, no, I mean, I just want to come in and say, like, I know lots of people you probably hear lots of people in the community say, like, oh, this desync got me killed. I lost all my loot, and like,
Yeah.
oh, this sucks. That blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But like, they're frustrated because they love the game, and like, some people need to take a step back and be thankful for what they do have. You know, it's amazing what you guys do as a team to make Escape from Tarkov, like, put it into motion. You know,
It's a really complex game. There's so many systems.
yeah, like these punk kids couldn't do this project like you can. They don't have the experience or the ability to make these games and you know, make things happen. So I mean, the progress I've seen from when I first started Tarkov to where it is now is insane. It's such an addicting, like, amazing video game experience. It's truly unmatched. You know, for someone that wants a hardcore experience, a game that doesn't hold your hand, the best survival shooter, it's Escape from Tarkov. There's no comparison. So I would keep your head up, man, and don't listen to some of the negatives because it's always getting better.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick, just to the chat. For those guys asking questions, we'll get to a section where we will answer your questions. If you guys could just kind of be involved within the discussion while we're talking, kind of like, you know, add little parts to whatever we're talking about, and then we'll have a portion where I'll be looking at chat. We'll all be looking at chat. You know, be picking out questions and be doing that portion. So save your questions till the end, please. Just try and get involved with the conversation at hand. Nikita?
Yeah, all I want to say that, guys, don't be nervous about that people are talking. I really want to hear people out, like our guests. I want to hear them out because last podcast I was talking the whole podcast thing and I was kind of tired. And yeah, it's okay for them to speak. I want to hear them. You want to hear them. So it's okay. And yes.
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 The production of such kind of game is pretty hard, and it's still. I have a feeling like even if we make a lot of new stuff every single update, it's still feeling like the game, like, not outdated, but for me, like it's past already. Like I want to make something new and quick, and this is kind of feeling that I'm starting to fear that you guys, like, your experience is getting kind of boring or something, and this is also this have negative impact on overall feeling about the production. And this is cool that right now you still have a lot to do in the game, and it's pretty cool. And it's all due to balancing things that we did in the last update to prolong the activities in the game, to make the game like longer. And I think the next big patch we will make another iteration of such kind of balancing to ensure to like enlarge the experience and the gameplay time
basically to make it so that the game is progressing at like a steady level, so that
like, for example, the idea about like its skill system and the skills we have right now in the game was like you can't get all the skills leveled up, like maximized. It's impossible. Yeah, so even if you will play a year or two, you will still have something unleveled, like not in max level. And this is cool, yeah, to represent the idea of, like, in real life, that you can't be everything in real life. You can't have all the skills in real life. And you will need a lot of time to boost something, to learn something. And you will gain, not all the skills in the world, just something to determine your behavior in the game, to determine your style and your knowledge in the game. So that was an idea. But I know that everybody wants to boost all the skills. to maximal levels because it's cool. I agree, but the basic idea was not about it. It was about become something unique. Like you have a friend with some skills, like, and you will not like gain such levels because you learned something different, and it like differs from one to each other. That was an
That's
idea.
cool.
I like it.
And what about the traders? Won't it be this way with the traders? When you max level with proper, you get worth with peacemaker and vice versa.
Yeah, you mean to close, like to lock the traders forever because of your progression thing, or what?
You could put the traders into controversy. So if you are USEC, you'd better
I
make
see.
deals with peacemaker, and if you are bear, you would better make deals with proper.
Yeah, I see the idea that it's kind of possible when we have more traders and more stuff to sell, buy, and it will be like faction-based traders. And if you use SEC, you will able to trade with them and have some unique stuff that you will not have on at bear traders or something. Or you can make the standing really low by cooperating with other traders. I see your point. It's kind of possible, yeah.
This actually kind of goes into one of the talking points, and that's player karma, I guess, if you will, and a bit. I know there's been a bit of talks about how your reputation in like the entirety of EFT, like through the social system that is Tarkov, that certain traders could become possibly like unavailable to you depending on your stance. So like if you're good buddies with Skier, the other traders don't like Skier that much. He's a bad guy. He's kind of a douche, as you said. How do you think that could affect the game space? Smoke, Nick, anybody?
I perfectly understand how it will affect the game. I want to hear you out.
You want to hear me?
What's your thoughts about it? Like, how do you want the karma system like be in the game?
Well, the thing is, my opinion on a karma system is that it's never worked in a game. A karma system is probably one of the most difficult things to implement into a game correctly, and I've yet to see a game where a karma system has worked, quote unquote, perfectly, I guess, if you could say. So it's one of those things because there's a lot of players who want to kill on sight, and that's what people play EFT for. They play it for the action. They play it for the combat. They don't want any negative repercussions just because they had to shoot somebody. One of my shitty ideas that I had a long time ago was instead of adding in a karma system, you add in more bonuses for cooperation. So say you're two U6, go into a raid and you both queued up alone, and you do the little hi taunt, like you're like, hey, let's cooperate. And the server now tags you both as a group, and if you guys say extract together, you get an increased multiplier on your experience. And maybe, if it's a bear, you get a little bit more of a multiplier seeing that he's a different faction. So that way it would improve and encourage group play, so players would actually team up and play solo less because they actually get a benefit out of it. Whereas the benefit of go ahead, sorry.
But it's not enough to control the violence thing. It's not enough. Like you will get the additional amount of experience and that's it. But if you'll have some kind of karma system, you will feel the negativity of being low on karma, and we can limit the game in many ways possible to control the players and to make the scenarios different from what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we will able to make some kind of scenarios when you will have to cooperate, because if you will kill the opposite PMC players, you will get decrease in karma, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
And most of all, the idea of implementing karma is like the story-driven thing. So it's intended for players to play with karma, like these karma limitations, because like in the story, in the plot, there is a situation when bears and USEX like cooperating.
Like in the trailer.
And yeah, and like a representation of the past things, and you need to actually to control your gameplay and not to shoot any PMCs, but you can't shoot him, and you will get some different negative effects with this.
Smoke,
So
how
this is
how do you feel about karma? Because I feel like this is one of the reasons why I wanted you here.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I was just gonna say, like, looking at it from like a PMC perspective, if I'm like a super geared PMC and I'm like a fairly new player or something, and I'm taking out my biggest loadout into the map, and I'm presented with like, another super geared guy in front of me where I can kill him, but I zoom in on him and realize, oh, he's a USEC. Maybe I can try to boost my karma and team up with this dude. But I approach him and he shoots me because he's another dude that doesn't want to lose his gear. He just doesn't want to take that risk of possibly, just maybe he's not cool. Sometimes when I go around and try to team up with people, they just don't have that in their mind that it's an option to team up. Not a whole lot of people are willing to press the F1 through F12 key and remember all the different comms. I love the in-game comm system, how I can press F5 and say, yo, hold your fire, let's work together. And it surprisingly works a bunch. But not a lot of people are willing to map it out on F1 through F12 and remember every single line, So like,
yes,
yeah, go ahead.
yes, and they not got used to this, I understand, but if they will have some kind of disclaimer that there's like the forbidden, like not forbidden, it's like not recommended to kill other PMC players. And right now I'm talking about the PMC players without any like differentiation between USEC or beer. It's just PMC players. Like, it's not recommended to kill PMC players because you can get a negativity effect on your karma. And it's more obvious for the players, I think, to understand this point. Like, I will get some like bad impact on my karma if I kill any PMC. And like, it's like before the raid thing.
I was gonna say, when I envisioned the karma system, I thought that you guys might start out testing the karma system with scav mode first, because I can see it being a lot easier to like feel out the karma system with scav play, because people aren't gonna care as much about losing their scavs early on,
true.
and they're not gonna take in their huge loadout. And the other thing too is like I think it's a bit easier to team up with scavs in scav mode. Not that everybody does it, especially right after a patch. Lots of people are really tight and they want to make sure they survive and they don't want to risk their stuff, but like, like a scav on scav thing. I'm trying to think of an example. Like, I'm a player scav and another player scav engages me, and he shoots me, and but I kill him, and then all the AI scavs are mad at me and start fighting me. I know that's one example that's thrown around a lot. That's like a minor little flaw in the current system. Is like, well, I just defended myself against a player scav. Now all the normal scavs are mad at me.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just think that that scav karma would be a bit easier to like test than the PMC karma, don't you think? But maybe I'm wrong in saying that. I don't know.
No, that makes sense to me, to be honest, because going in and with your PMC, like you said, risking all your gear is usually what are people's like biggest triggers for not wanting to cooperate or not trusting somebody. But with scav mode, you really don't have much to lose.
Yeah, the idea to implement this only in scav mode, it's a realistic thing. Like, when you play with the scav, you're not afraid to lose anything. Like, you are ready from a potential like cooperation. You're ready for it, and like, you have no fear that you will lose something, because you will be played with another scav who like not afraid to lose again everything
20 minutes later.
Yeah, it's okay. Also, with the implementation of scav bosses, there will be some kind of internal thing, like karma thing, like inside the scav like population.
Oh,
And yeah, and it will be kind of karma system for your scav, because when you will be playing scav and you will decide to shoot down, to kill scav boss, you will get like a really like big amount of, how to say it,
Aggression, like all the scavs will.
aggression. Yeah, and it will be not in this raid. It will be for the next raid also.
What?
Like if you decide to kill the scav boss, like sneaky kind of style, the next raid will be like every single scav and scav boss gods will hunt you down and kill you.
That's interesting.
So this is an idea to actually this is some kind of karma on like scav karma thing, and I think we will test this and see how it will go, how it will develop.
Dayzru, what do you think about the whole karma system in general, and adding on to how you feel about scavs possibly being like that first test?
It is It's a very complex question. There are a lot of things to be done and to be optimized and balanced. But I love the karma system. I want to see PMCs teaming up. I've seen that when scavs were really hard to kill and PMCs didn't shoot each other just because of the fact that they could be killed later by scavs. So if scavs would have scav bosses, if scavs will have scavs karma, some sort of karma system, I like how the game will be, because it will be more complicated. It will be not simple shooter when you go and kill everyone and have no consequences. So I personally like this, but of course this will engage a lot of balancing, and I know many of you in chat will disagree with me.
Good point.
Yeah, chat always will be disagree about anything. Like if you decide to slow down the pace of a game, the guys who love PvP, fast-paced combat will shout and cry about that. What the hell? The game is too slow right now. And in other ways, like otherwise, we made like we increased the pace of the game, and other guys will say, "Where's the tactical gameplay? What the hell? It's kind of PUBG." And it will be not cool. And of course, this karma thing will need a lot of balancing. And the main idea to implement it at PMC characters, in PMCs, because we want to create some kind of gameplay, like cooperative gameplay, and we want the players not like decide. We want the players like not forced to, but kind of forced to play some of the raids with the specific requirements. Like you will need to play very like attentive and not to kill any PMCs, but you can kill them, but it's not like recommended. And also this kind of raids will be with the really hard scavs, like hard difficulty scavs.
So that'll encourage people to team up.
Yes. So it's not like from above idea from a sky. Like we want to blend things, like to create some kind of gameplay with a cooperative game mode, and it is kind of forced by a plot, by a story, but it's not like the mandatory to play like with these rules. You can play how you want, and this is Tarkov. You can do all the shit.
Right. So you're saying like solo players are still going to be able to have a good time.
Yes.
Okay.
So another thing that I want to mention, that you will need to wear the balaclavas if you want your karma intact. Like not intact, but if you want to have a low amount of negative effects on your karma, you will have to wear balaclava ski masks, like to disclose your personality.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if you want to be a badass, you need to wear balaclava and make some shitty things in a game. Yay!
It's like Red Dead. It's like Red Dead Redemption.
Nice.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Well, real quick, like I can see like driving force for like scav team ups being very strong. Like I can see the general community being down to team up with other scavs easily. I just can't see it being very easy to make geared up USECs or geared up PMCs be like, oh, there's a super geared guy spraying his AK. I'm gonna go wave to him and be like, what's up? Let's team. You know, like I can see scav on scav easily being obtainable.
Mhm.
And like I didn't know what the driving force was behind Scav Karma. Like, are you gonna make it so? I know someone threw an idea around. I don't know if it was a rumor, but they said like your Scav loadout would have like a lower chance to be good. Like, let's say the top 3 guns for your Scav loadout are like the Vepr, the 153 shotgun, and then the AK-74U, right? Those are like top tier Scav gear, right? And then you have like the TAWs and the pistol and the pump shotty being like the low tier, and then you have like a knife. So like if you had lower karma, would you have like a higher chance to spawn in with lesser gear and like lesser possible meds? Would that encourage it?
I like
Or
that.
and like if you're like a friendly cool scav, you have a good chance to have like a broken down Vepr or something? Or like do you think that's an option, or how are you going to drive people to want to be friendly scavs with other scavs?
That's a pretty good idea because, of course, with this kind of meta level of your, let's say it will be like Scav Karma, we can and we will have a changes in game design to like to make the Scav runs, cooperative Scav runs, adequate and cool. So yeah, we will like change the equipment. We will like. There isn't like the initial design of Scav players that you will have a different amount of health in your body parts. Like every single time, you will spawn with different amount of health. It was like a long time ago we implemented this, but right now it's 100%. Like your Scav, fully healthy cheeky, and with this actual karma levels, we can make the thing like you will be spawned with the less health than others. You'll be spawned with blood losses and stuff, and you will have to survive more like
Carefully.
how to say it? More carefully, yeah. Like the idea to have some kind of different settings, different setups of scavs to boost this team cooperation is good, and I think we will definitely implement it when the time comes.
I think the general emphasis behind a lot of the community, because I've been looking at chat, and I think a lot of the people really agree for the most part that karma should have a more of an effect on benefiting your player rather than a negative effect. So like, you know, if you're going to add karma, have it affect the character and player positively and not so much negatively in a lot of areas.
Yeah, I see a point. Like, make the game not so punishing. Make the game like well, we already got rid of skill degrading.
I mean, you'd only lose one level anyway, right?
Yeah, yeah, but the negativity, like negative effects in the game, they must be, because they point you the principle, like the game and the life is full of negative effects actually. So you need to feel it. It's not like I'm just trading with the like initial equipment and I do some nasty things and I just gain nothing. But if I do pretty good things, I will gain a karma. It's not cool. Yep. You need to pay for your deeds.
That makes sense. And I was just trying to voice what the community was mainly saying in the chat. But, you know, in my own personal opinion, I do agree that, you know, there's two sides of the coin with karma. The negative and positive sides to it. You can't have one without the other.
We'll see. Like, the karma system is just to come, and we'll see how it go. I don't think that it will be in the next update. Maybe even in the next update, because we have already planned a lot of things, a lot of features on the several updates forward, and it's not the thing right now is really needed. It's not like the main thing to develop right now.
Yeah.
All you want right now to make the game like more stable, more optimized, have a lot of guns, have a lot of locations, a lot of things. Like right now we kind of build this house and it's not ready, but you like can live in it, but it's not ready.
It's like the level 1 hideout.
Yeah, and you feel like not happy in some terms. Like there is no bathroom.
So we have to keep all our
Or-
shit in the corner in the bucket. Awesome.
Yeah, but the house is awesome, you know. Some kind of like very nice European design, like pretty
Yep.
nice windows and stuff, but no bathroom.
Then there's just there's just
Sorry.
buckets of shit all over the house. And
It's a
Yeah.
good life.
And we need to get rid of this, and this is the main thing. And most of all, like we need to make a roof. We need to make like the doors and stuff. So we are building this house, and you guys live in it
It's
right now.
communal home.
Yeah. So you must understand that, like it's kind of thing that you can buy a house and at the construction level, as a construction like status, and live in it while it's being constructed. And this is kind of feeling right now that came up to my mind.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
All right, I think this might be a good time. Show off some of the.
So show some
leaks.
some leaks.
Show the leaks.
Some leaks.
The leaks.
Some leaks. It's not so many leaks, guys.
How many
some.
should I show? Should I just like show the first couple?
Show the half.
The health?
Half of them. Half of them.
Half. Okay, I thought you still.
I'm not perfect in English.
I thought you were
Half.
still talking about this house.
Show them the half of pictures, please. So it will be a delay, I think.
Mhm.
Like 10 seconds, maybe more.
Wow.
Yes, this is SKS chases.
Yeah, some SKS mods. Looks nice. Is the reload the same on this one?
Yeah, the reload is the same because the clip animation is not like animation is ready. Functionality is not ready yet.
Alright. Sick.
But if there was no online gameplay and this game was single player, everything like should be ready a long time ago.
Yeah, well, there's so much, you don't have to deal with any of the network or
Yeah.
any multiplayer environment whatsoever.
Looks great.
I think we already saw this one.
Oh yeah. Screenshot from 0.4 beta. It's a technical build, like in editor it says down there that like it's beta 0.4. Yeah, it's a drum magazine for AK.
Then what is it, like 75 rounds or something?
Yeah,
100.
that's 100 round 7.62. Holy shit!
And it's used with a machine gun.
Yeah, it's like for RPK machine gun. Really, I don't think it's 100 rounder. I think it's 88 rounder or something.
Most
Or
most
90
7.62 by 39 AKM drum mags usually 75, but I'm sure they have bigger ones out there. This looks really cool.
This 7.62, this AKM drum mag. So I think maybe it's 100. Really, I don't know about it.
Can't wait to use them.
You guys keep guessing how many rounds. I don't know. You can Google it. Oh yeah, the animations of your gun.
For those of you guys who don't know, this is the DSA SA58 or SA50, right? It's
Yeah. It's a modern file.
08, Picatinny rails, a lot of cool stuff.
After playing Escape from Tarkov, I can't play any other shooter games because the weapon, you can't feel the weapon, you can't feel its weight, you can't feel it's being realistic, and you can't deal with the sound that is there. only in Tarkov it looks real and natural.
Yeah,
The attention to detail is unparalleled. No other game has the attention to detail.
absolutely.
Yeah, the guns in Tarkov is the thing that we're really proud of, and right now all I want that the Tarkov will be remembered, not by weapons, but the other things also. But pretty funny and interesting quests, like bring 2,000 Yushankas from a shoreline, and then to Shonkas. Super realistic and super fun quests, guys. Enjoy.
Every time
think-
there's a new patch,
I think we also need more AKs. I think more AKs would be good too.
Yeah, more AKs. AKs, there will be this RPK 16 this you didn't show it.
Oh, but we will
Yeah.
we'll show it. We'll show it off.
Yeah. So this is it for the leaks, I think, for now.
No.
Yes? No?
Yeah.
For now, okay.
So I think
Okay.
we should push over and allow Nikita and Dayzru to commit or start the Russian portion of this podcast. Me and Smoke will be taking a break here, and we'll be coming back whenever Nikita and Dayzru are done. So I'm gonna I'll go ahead and start. I'm gonna switch the chat over to Russian.
Yeah, guys, there will be a moment right now that we will talk in Russian, and all you need right now is to listen and learn how to speak properly in Russian, to learn some new words. Maybe we say some sukas and your favorite phrases from from EFT, but we decided to make this kind of combined podcast in Russian and English because we're all friends, and it's good to talk in different languages and how to say it, like to get people together.
Getting them together.
Unite.
Yeah, bringing the community together.
Bringing the community together all around the world in a
I mean,
maybe later.
at the end of the day, we all stand behind this game. We all want it to succeed. We all want it to do well because we all love this game. That's why everybody's here watching, because you guys want the latest and greatest information. Anyway, Nikita, go ahead. Dayzru, go ahead. I'll leave the floor to you guys.
Okay. Thank you, guys. В общем, дорогие друзья, кто нас смотрит на канале Klean и слушает нас, мы будем сейчас говорить на русском языке. Я, честно говоря, не знаю, вообще эта тема проканает или нет, вообще насколько она адекватная, потому что мало ли вот сейчас народ сидит и думает сейчас, вот они начали трендеть, это гигели, вот это вот, как они наши там язык, да, воспринимают. Я на них как бы не держу никакого зла, потому что, в принципе, я вчера пытался на стриме Клина показывать, как там среднестатистический человек понимает английский язык, как бы, и тоже. Ну, то есть, в принципе, все примерно одинаково. Вот, соответственно, мы сейчас вместе с Dayzru будем, наверное, как-то немножечко что-то как-то... Во-первых, он может задать вопросы, какие его интересуют на русском языке, я их на них с радостью отвечу. Потом мы, возможно, зачитаем, невозможно точно, мы зачитаем набор вопросов из комьюнити на русском языке, которые вас интересуют, они у меня уже есть. Вот. Гигити. Собственно, задавай вопросы. Задавайте ваши ответы, пожалуйста.
Я готов начать с первого вопроса. Будут ли какие-то мини-игры в Escape from Tarkov, кроме Тетриса в схроне?
Замечательная игра «Убеги от десинка». Ты играешь, смысл такой, заряжаешься по максимуму, самый дорогой лут, все, обвешиваешься, ну там 1450, и затем задача не задесинкаться и выжить. Кайф. Ну вообще, мини-игры. Мы вообще думали, что у нас когда будет убежище, там будут какие-то игры на компе, там будет кампич твой и PlayStation. Вот. И мы думали сделать какие-то прикольные игры. Даже была совершенно безумнейшая идея вообще сделать Contract Wars там. Типа внутри встроенный. Ты гоняешь в Contract Wars. Ну, было прикольно. А вообще, ну, фиг знает. Вряд ли мы будем как Witcher делать карточную игру, где там тут дикий с этим лицом, как его там, кожаная харя, вот этот, который с сигаретой, которому лицо пришили. Вот, тут дикий как бы другой. Вот. Guys trying to understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, PlayStation, опачки. Гигити. Да,
Брюшенко.
отлично. Like Klean understands lots of words in Russian. Like he speaks fluently. Like she's just a shy person.
My Russian's not so
okay.
good.
Yeah. Вот, в общем, мы думали, что сделать эту карточную игру, может там в дурака рубиться. Правда, с кем? Сам с собой, с друзьями, с крысами, с дикими, с вороны летающие, я не знаю. Ну, как бы, что-то будет делать, я думаю, когда-нибудь. Но вы сами понимаете, что метагейм, он делается либо какими-то людьми, которым не дают делать игру, какие-то жесткий функционал, либо когда игра готова. Когда приходишь на работу, думаешь, блин, так все классно, вообще игра работает, вообще контента на 8 лет вперед, что поделать? А сделаю-ка я вот уточку резиновую, что можно было гонять ее в ванне. Гоняешь уточку, там круги наворачиваешь как бы вокруг дикого там, и все, и получаешь за это очечки, в смысле очки там какие-то. Давай следующий вопрос.
Мне свой вопрос, да?
Да, можешь задавать все, что угодно.
На самом деле, вот мы говорили про убежище, и я так понимаю, у меня возникло такое ощущение, что убежище чем-то напоминает убежище в GTA 5. Это то помещение, куда ты можешь прийти, там, где ты можешь включить музыку, посмотреть телевизор, привести туда друзей, как-то там напиться, накуриться. То есть вот действительно почувствовать себя как дома, почувствовать себя частью этого мира, и это еще больше привяжет игроков тоже к этому миру Таркова, позволит почувствовать себя настоящим там человеком живым.
Ну, вообще так и задумывалось, на самом деле, хайдаут, но убежище, оно... Я его делал, я его дизайнил, его дизайн, я делал берлогу такую. Вот есть на Супер Апокалипсис мужицкая крутая берлога, где есть постира с телками, есть кроватка, где есть PlayStation, хавло.
Все, что нужно.
Все, что нужно. Да, я говорю, когда говорю по-английски, я не могу так шутить искрометно, как Гарик Бульдог Харламов на канале ТНТ. По-английски тяжеловато подобрать, но я стараюсь, между прочим, я очень-очень стараюсь. Не то, что это моя цель, вот, но когда я почему-то шучу на английском, все думают, что я бухой. Вот, и поэтому говорят, типа, ничего, он бухой, уберите его, мы забаним ваш канал. Так вот. О чем я говорил-то?
Про убежище.
Про убежище. Убежище – это твой дом. И было такое ощущение, что ты находишь его убитым, все в говнище, и ты начинаешь потихонечку восстанавливать, там водичку себе, туалет, удобство, тир. Я всегда мечтал о тире, что у меня был в подвале тир, чтобы вышел и из калаша по всякой этой фигне. Вот, чтобы там... И прикольно. То есть можно жить там и никуда не уходить. Закрыл дверь и сидит дома. Сычуй за компом. Ну, примерно такой был смысл. А еще твоя лаборатория, там, компы, там, всякие важные дела, там, что там еще есть, медицина, там еще будет всякий самогонный аппарат, можно бухло гнать, там, вообще полный такой цикл как это называется, есть такая модная тема, вот это вот эко-дизайн, саморегуляция, если ты можешь там жить, вообще тебе пофиг, ты можешь на улицу не выходить, фильтрация там и прочее всякое. Дальше.
Я знаю, что недавно анонсировали мины, и эти мины уже не успели появиться в игре, но они уже начали подрывать пуканы очень многих игроков. Почему-то многие игроки думают, что они нарушат баланс. Честно, мне это непонятно, но вот хотелось бы узнать такой вот комментарий от разработчиков, как же мины будут действительно введены в игру, что же нам ждать от них? Не будет ли это действительно такой поломкой игры?
Я думаю, надо это прояснить, мне кажется, это будет интересно всем. So, guys, we're talking about the mines right now. Did you saw the kind of claymore mine? I showed you, Klean showed you on some podcast like with Nicky Leaks, and you started to freak out that it will be the game ruiner. It will kill the game. Oh shit! I'm going to PUBG.
They said the same thing about thermals.
Yeah, Klean is clever. Listen to Klean. Like you know that if we decided to implement something potentially imbalanced, we do a whole research to make this really hard to use, hard to obtain, hard to operate, and hard to kill actually. So with this claymore thing, it will be not like in Call of Duty, and you go the next door. It will be like let's take some wires and okay, there's instruction. Let me see. This not backside, and then you die because you don't know how to operate with the mine.
So you have to
I'm
have
joking right now.
Oh, it's okay. So we don't have to have a skill level for the mine. Okay.
Yes, we have a skill for mining,
So-
like this traps and booby traps thing.
Question
mining.
about mines and emplacements. A lot of people, when they think of a claymore, they go to Battlefield and they go to Call of Duty where it has like the lasers and like as soon as you walk in front of it, it blows up. I've never seen one of those in real life. I've blown up claymores. They're all manually detonated. You have to put a wire in the claymore and you have to wait in the corner with the detonator and then hit that switch. So it's not something that'll go off. You know, for somebody to be a dick and like put it in the marked room or put it at the extract or anything like that, they have to be there to use it.
Yeah, that like the mining thing will be kind of cool when we implement the whole lineup devices. Like how
Devices, yes, explosives.
Like EAD, like
IEDs, landmines, toe poppers, just like different kinds of mines.
Yes, and you'll be able to booby trap the containers and the bodies. You see?
That's cool. I mean, they did that in Vietnam. They do that in wars. It's guerrilla warfare tactic.
So that's like in Chechnya. There's a lot of stories when the separatists, like the how do they call it in English? I don't know. They made the grenades. Yeah, they made the grenades with the Vox from underbarrel grenade launcher. They made some kind of booby traps underneath the bodies. Like you want to check the body, and then the boom, and you're dead. You saw it in the Metal Gear, actually.
In Vietnam, they actually used to take what was that rocket launcher they had? It was the LAW. They would take grenades and they would pull the pin out of them, and they would put them perfectly inside of the grenade, the rocket launcher, and they'd put it on the ground next to a body or something. When somebody picked it up and they turned it, the grenade would fall out. It would activate the primer and then blow up. It's pretty.
I don't know. Is it conventional or not? But it's pretty sneaky kill.
Sneaky breaking.
And yeah, but in the war, all like resources, all weapons, all like the ideas will count. So you need to try. You need like to use everything that you want, like, that you can grab to kill a guy to survive. So very common thing.
I like it.
And yeah, and we switch to Russian. Also, giggity stuff. Here we go. Ну давай, говори, спрашивай, задавайте ваши ответы.
Есть хороший такой вопрос. Многие ребята волнуются на тему добавления нового оружия, и они интересуются, каким образом выбирается следующее оружие, которое будут добавлять. Потому что кто-то ждет одно, кто-то ждет другое, кто-то ждет натовское оружие, кто-то ждет снайперские винтовки, пулеметы. И хотели бы люди узнать, каким образом делается решение, принимается о том, какое следующее оружие будет добавлено.
Ну, здесь на самом деле все просто. У нас есть большой список оружия. Очень большой, вообще очень большой. Вот. И мы не идем по нему по порядку, а мы делаем это в зависимости от двух вещей. Первое, мы смотрим по классам оружия, чего нам не хватает. То есть, например, у нас есть пистолеты-пулеметы, но не хватает ДМР-ок. Мы должны добавлять ДМР-ки для того, чтобы был variety какой-то. Variety, видите, я уже начинаю использовать как типичный америкос, который переехал жить в Америку. Русский, который приехал жить в Америку, он начинает использовать различные слова, вклинивая его в речь, как какой-то не патриот. Вот. Ну, в общем, для того, чтобы было разнообразить какое-то оружие и занять вот эти все ниши, забить, чтобы не было такого, что ДВЛ-ка у нас, да, болтовка. Это же вообще жесть, она стоит там 400 тысяч рублей. Нам нужна промежуточная, СВХ, тоже дорогая, но говно. Нам нужно что-то еще лучше. Сейчас мы делаем Мосинку. Но Мосинка, она сразу одновременно несколько вот этих вот галочек зачеркивает, потому что Мосинка — это легендарное оружие, оно дешевое, оно подходит диким, его можно найти вообще везде со складов, там целый век оно хранится, оно обрезается легко, патроны общедоступны. Вот это все учитывается. Соответственно, ой, остался зеленый. Оп, теперь розовый снова. Отлично. То же самое, например, сейчас мы думаем по поводу нового западного оружия, конкретно 45-й калибр. То есть мы думаем добавить сразу же два ствола. Это Крис 45-го калибра, Вектор, и 19-1 Скольд 45-го калибра, чтобы завязать 45-й калибр. Потому что у нас еще вообще нет в игре. Он прикольный, останавливает. Классно я с него стрелял, по-моему, вообще огонь. Просто. Прям, это тебе не 9 миллиметров. Это галимый, никому не нужный, богом проклятый парабеллум. Опачки. Дальше.
Так, еще если вопросы. Вот такой вопрос, он касается в основном всех контент-креаторов. Многие люди спрашивают, будет ли доступна такая программа реферальных ссылок. То есть, например, если стример имеет такую реферальную ссылку, договор с Battlestate Games, и он продает игру Escape from Tarkov своим зрителям, они ее покупают в этой ссылке и там получают какую-то скидку, либо тот стример тоже получает какие-то там, например, проценты от продажи игры. Вот это бы очень заинтересовало как раз всех стримеров, ютуберов.
Реферальная система, я понимаю. Давным-давно в далекой галактике мы как бы планировали сделать реферальную систему, и никуда мы от нее не ушли. Почему мы сейчас ее не запускаем? Ну, потому что теперь как-то у нас еще и игра-то делается. Ну, я не знаю, если действительно много заинтересованных людей, которые хотят пользоваться реферальной системой, то мы можем это поторопить. Но если действительно много. То есть нам не жалко, вот, в принципе. И мы на самом деле не гонимся за суперпопулярность. Я уже об этом много раз говорил. Но если мы хотим сделать людям хорошо, хотим хорошо, good, вот. И как бы для этого мы все делаем. Поэтому если люди хотят этого делать, то мы сделаем это побыстрее. То есть для того, чтобы вам было хорошо. Тут все очень просто. Вот. Хотите, чтобы мы десинки убрали, чтобы вам было хорошо? Мы делаем этим, занимаемся. Вот. Хотите там, не знаю, побыстрее, чтобы можно было собак этих гонять по лесам. Но если захотите, то сделаем. Будут собаки бегать по лесам, вы будете их гонять. Будет весело или не очень, я не знаю. Может, не сделаем, потому что это бредовая затея. Вот. Ну, говорю, все для людей, все для комьюнити на самом деле делается. Ну, чуть-чуть для нас. Все-таки пушки, кастомизация, это то, что большая часть компании у нас очень любит и нравится, и поэтому мы это все делаем прям так в первую очередь для себя. Моды выбираю, например, я такие, которые хочу увидеть. Они прикольные, они только вышли, и хрен купишь вообще, у нас в Россию не доставят их. Они дорогие, стоят как калаш. Ну, хотя бы в игре они будут, что можно было собрать Хера Армсовскую М-ку, вот эту, выглядящую как какой-то десантный, какой-то штурмовой автомат. Это прикольно. То есть, вот так вот.
Спасибо, круто, это здорово. И еще от меня есть такой вопрос про пистолеты-пулеметы. Вот, если в целом смотреть по балансу оружия в игре, такое чувство, что действительно баланс сейчас выправляется, все становится лучше. То есть, например, уже не только автоматы имеют значение, но и ДМР имеет значение, и снайперские винтовки убивают быстрее и лучше, действительно имеет смысл. И дробовики стали работать гораздо эффективнее с системой брони, с системой медицины. Все это вместе действительно делает их интересными. Единственное оружие, которое, на мой взгляд, сейчас не так активно используется, это вот пистолеты-пулеметы. Они, во-первых, достаточно дорогие, а во-вторых, урон наносят действительно небольшой, и в-третьих, на картах не так много мест, где действительно их можно применить. То есть обычно это в помещениях, но в помещениях даже в том же заводе обычно есть места, где нужно стрелять уже на средней дистанции, и пистолет-пулемет просто слабоват. И получается, за те же деньги, за там 30-40 тысяч, ты можешь купить любой автомат и его использовать более эффективно, ну, почти в любой ситуации. Вот хотелось бы узнать, пистолеты-пулеметы, стоит ли нам ждать какого-то улучшения, то есть вот их необходимости, чтобы они действительно показали себя во всей красе?
Я думаю, мы спросим сейчас этот вопрос, зададим нашему комьюнити, он начинает там что-то говорить по поводу того, что типа, что за фигня, они говорят по-русски, я ничего не понимаю. Какого фига они не говорят по-английски? Не должны ли все русские говорить по-английски, потому что марамушта? И я скажу так, что вообще английский, конечно, международный язык, на нем как бы говорить проще всего. Если куда-то едешь, ты отдыхать или не отдыхать, всегда можешь там договориться. За исключением Японии. Мне вот рассказывали, что в Японии вообще никто не говорит по-английски. Вообще никто. То есть ты пытаешься что-то спросить, а они... Я там не был. На самом деле, я не знаю. Okay, guys, here's a question for you. Our great community that getting kind of tired of giggity parts.
Tom pam giggity babram suka.
Yeah. That's what we was talking about. We want to ask you about the SMGs in EFT. What do you think about SMGs efficiency? What's your thought about the using of SMGs? What do you think is wrong? What do you think is right? tell us your thoughts, please.
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of I have a pretty big opinion personally on submachine guns, and right now I feel like they're useless in compared to better weapons. Like we spoke about this the other day, Nick. Like a fully modded M1A should not have less recoil than a default Vityaz, Keter, MP5 or MPX. Like the submachine guns should be the easiest weapons to control, even at full auto. And I feel like the reason why they're not used is because, one, they're a little bit more expensive than they should be. Because when you compare the price of, say, an MP5 to that of like an AK, the AK is going to outperform the MP5 all around. Because the AK will have better recoil control, it's going to do more damage, it's going to hit harder. Whereas the SMGs, they have a high recoil. They do arguably the least amount of damage. Well, they do the least amount of damage in the game, just due to them being the smallest calibers in the game. And I feel like the SMGs, one, need to have much lower recoil, even at full auto, because the benefit of those, especially with the face hit boxes, you're not going to shoot a guy in fort and kill him. You're going to spray rounds right on his face, and that's what's going to put him down. So making them cheaper and reducing their recoil, I think, would make them much more viable, especially after a wipe, because people would transition to pistols and SMGs, and then they would slowly build up. I think like we get the MP5 from the quest from Peacekeeper, right? That should be the M4 instead, or something better than the MP5. That should be something players have available to them right out the get-go.
Yeah, it just seems like why bother on day one? Why bother bringing out a pistol or an SMG or a shotgun when I can just buy an AK-74M and have a really good chance to survive, buy PS rounds or whatever right off the bat, and or go with like a 7.62 Vepr with PS rounds and just have an infinitely better chance than going with an SMG or a pistol.
Absolutely.
That's just how it is right now. Like this patch, I was really looking forward to, I'm gonna go in with a pistol and do this like 0 to hero approach, but I just kind of skipped that because it just made so much sense to just grab an AK and go. So
Zero to hero approach. I like this.
Yeah, I love that. That's the best part about Tarkov sometimes. Is just that progression.
It's a motto for a hatchling, from 0 to hero.
Yeah, that's true too.
With a hatchet. Okay, yeah, I totally understand that. I agree that the SMGs need a niche in the game to fulfill their destiny as a CQB, high rate, high powerful, weapon to suppress, to neutralize. So the idea is to have 9mm with this starts. My vocabulary is like red blinking light.
Yeah.
Like the ammunition 9mm, it was designed to blunt damage, to do blunt damage mostly, to stop, to neutralize the potential fugitive or some kind, to use it in actual law enforcement.
Right.
Because it has a really high amount of energy with the They was designed not to kill, to stop or neutralize, and it's well used in CQB environments. And we don't have many CQB environments right now, or the game don't emphasize players to use secondaries properly.
I think
different environments.
I think a lot of the, especially with secondaries, I was actually talking to Smoke about this earlier. I love bringing out secondary pistol, like a pistol or a shotgun. But one of the reasons I don't is because it's really expensive. Like to buy a pistol every single raid, it costs a lot of money.
So we can fix this by decreasing the price, right?
Yay.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would love to.
I think
Okay.
Again, if the chat, if you we'd like to get your opinions as well, just to kind of get the idea around this, is that you guys think that SMG should have less recoil and should be cheaper, right? Is there anybody who feels, because I want to be optimistic here and transparent, is there anybody who feels like SMGs are fine, they shouldn't change? I feel like the mass majority is going to say, no, they're not good, they should be cheaper and be easier to control, make them more useful.
I've started with the thought that every single weapon is getting better and the balance is good, because the sniping rifles are working good, the assault rifles are working good, pistols are pretty good at the beginning, and the shotguns are getting better with all the med system and the armor system. The only weapon that is not being used properly is the SMG, and that's the deal. That's what we can do.
Okay, guys, this is how the community collaborative design works. We will make the guns cheaper, Good work.
Nice. We shall do this.
Yeehaw!
And I think the idea around the guns being cheaper is because like we can't just make SMGs cheaper, right? And then it's all good. I think there needs to be an overhaul of prices across the board. Generally, pistols would be the cheapest weapon. Like a shrimp or an APS or a Glock, right? Even though those are kind of like high tier pistols, they shouldn't be that expensive still. Like the APS right now is 19K. I think it should be like 10 to 11K. The P226 or the Glock, it's like generally, the Glock's like 260 euros or 300. It should be like 120, 130 euros. But make the mods expensive. Make customizing the Glock expensive. And then, it goes pistols, SMGs, and then carbines like 74Us, then rifles. And then after rifles would be DMRs and sniper rifles. And those, like, DMRs, sniper rifles, since they shoot the biggest bullets in the game, they do the most damage. Even with all the attachments, they should deal more damage and, be faster and penetrate more. But they should be expensive and have high recoil to balance them out.
But you understand that the Escape from Tarkov and the whole, like, lineup of weapons and mods, like, it was not like designed this way to have this exact amount of mods. We're just doing all the things. We want to have all the favorite mods, all the famous mods in the game. We want to have all the famous guns in the game. And it was not about the balancing charts or some kind of designs. We just want to make like encyclopedic kind of thing with the weapons.
Rebalancing is really like open beta,
balance.
right? Like to balance the game, that's when closer to being finished, right? Because right now you're just adding. You're adding to the game. You're trying to add.
Yes. Like the story with the helmets. Like we had only two helmets, three helmets. Right? Like we increased the amount of them, and we need to balance them properly. And we also have pretty exact amount more of these helmets upcoming.
Yeah.
So, like, we love helmets, I guess, too.
I mean, rebalancing even like the stocks and attachments would take forever because there's over 1,500 items in the game, and having to go through each individual stock and handguard and grip and adjust the ergo and the recoil and negative velocity, etc., etc. That's a lot of work, but it's definitely something I think that would be good for the game in the soon TM future, as the game gets closer to open beta, because it's at the point where there's a lot of stuff in the game. That's time to smooth it out just a little bit.
Yes, and it leads to pretty unpredictable things like unbalanced gun sets, like with the very low recoil, with the ability to install something that you can install on the slot because due to bug or exception, and the more guns, the more mods, the more stuff, it's harder to balance it.
Yeah,
but we balance it actually, and we will balance it for the release and every single big update, because it's all mostly based on your experience, on your player experience. So it's based on it, and all we need is to gather this experience to note this up and to make a correction in the development, like we did just now. Like decided to make SMGs cheaper and some like weapons cheaper. We'll see. Like
changes
we'll
the economy.
Change the economy of weapons more. Not by real
balance.
Price, but more like purpose, like the usability of them in the game.
I think a majority of people could agree. I mean, because I could tell at the beginning, in terms of the economy, you're balancing out based off the real world prices. But since this is a game, right? I think it would be more smart to base prices on weapons. And I think again, we all kind of agree on this: is base the price of the weapon on its performance rather than its like uniqueness and rarity. So that way it's like, all right, if I'm going to buy the good shit, it's going to be good. You know what I mean? Instead of spending $500 on a handgun.
Yeah, well, I can't see people getting too upset about having, cheaper pistols and cheaper SMGs. If anything, it's going to create less hatchlings.
True.
And it's like, at least they're bringing something to the raid. They feel a little bit better about spending a little bit of money on a decent pistol. So, these hatchlings, like, I don't have a problem with all of them. There's different types of hatchlings. But if you're put into a situation where you sneak up on a scav and, if you have a pistol, you can kill him and get his gun. Or you sneak up on a looting, fully geared PMC with your hatchet and you have him dead to rights if you had a pistol. But since you don't, you start rushing with your hatchet and just get destroyed. I think it'll create probably a lot more people that's like their gateway to stop being so scared to lose their gear, take out a pistol,
Mhm.
and hopefully they realize, holy shit, that was so successful because I had that pistol. I'm gonna work my way up,
Yeah.
So I think
Sounds
that'd be good.
Yeah, okay. I'm in it. Okay,
Okay.
that's cool.
Do you guys have anything else to add on the topic?
Yeah. I think I will quickly and briefly answer the Russian questions, and then we switch to English.
Okay, go ahead.
Till the end. So, русские вопросики для подкаста. Их тут всего лишь 177. Думаю, до завтра справимся до 7 утра. Ассортимент товара нового торговца-барахольщик будет отличаться в зависимости от выбора фракций. Не планировалось, потому что у нас еще будут различные торговцы, которые, скорее всего, будут как-то привязаны к фракции. Когда, опять же, будет контент. Повязки, функционал для групп будут также у него. Да, у него будут продаваться повязки, это точно. Купленные товары будут просто заменяться одно на другую, или же будет, скажем, гардероб в убежище, где можно будет хранить уже купленную одежду. Это будет... Сейчас планируется услуга у барахольщика, отдельное такое меню, где ты сможешь покупать и менять эти вещи. То есть гардероб... Ну, может, мы действительно сделаем что-то типа гардероба в убежище. Зашел, у тебя появляется эта менюшка, и ты можешь менять его. То есть я думаю, да. Поскольку вещей будет продаваться первоначально у него в момент добавления в голова, тело, ноги. Голова менять, как ты зашел, не знаю, спортмастер такой, купил себе штаны, купил шлепки модные, такой, а бошку мне замените тоже. У меня какая-то башка неформатная. Хочу бошку какую-то более симпатичную, чтобы влезала в свитер. Вот. Ну, как бы вы понимаете, что это нереально. У тебя бошку ты будешь брать в начале игры. Вот. А менять у торговца ты будешь верха, то есть верх это куртка, рубашка, перчатки и низ. Это штаны, ботинки, там, наколенники сразу же. Они не будут иметь функционала никакого, они будут отличаться только внешне, визуально. И они, скорее всего, даже не будут менять размеры карманов, потому что мы хотим, чтобы это была чисто такая косметика. Не будем мы продавать за деньги это, за рубли, не беспокойтесь. У нас не будет доната никакого, даже косметического. Передайте там, в Fortnite! Передайте.
Передать Fortnite,
Yeah. Окей, next. Локация, развязка окончательная или крупные изменения еще предстоят? Там будут изменения по выходам. Будут добавляться новые выходы. И выходы для диких. И, возможно, откроем выход на крышу. Но не факт. Не знаю пока. С вводом нового типа разгрузок с бронированием можно ли будет комбинировать бронежилеты и разгрузки бронепластинами, или будет добавлена некая несовместимость брони? Будет несовместимость, да, для некоторых вещей, которые нельзя, в принципе, никак одеть. АКМ выглядит сейчас очень потасканным. Будет ли другая модель, или он останется такой навсегда? Странный вопрос. Не знаю, как ответить. Он потасканный такой весь, покоцанный. На самом деле он покоцанный такой достаточно. Не знаю, скорее всего не будет, потому что у нас есть альтернативный АКМ, это гражданский, он такой чистенький более-менее. Планируется ли изменение времени смены основного оружия на пистолет? Скиллы там будут, да. Все мы помним, что нам обещали неултаймый томагавк для ЕОД, но сейчас он лутается, просто ячейка нажны. Так вот вопрос, когда нам ждать неултаймости томагавка? Когда ведут возможность взламывания двери томагавком, то его неултаймость просто необходима, дабы эту универсальную отмычку не могли все заиметь. Вот, наверное, тогда он будет неултаймом. Вообще мы на самом деле думаем очень интересные вещи, которые я, скорее всего, скажу по-английски, а может, скажу сначала по-русски, а потом перейду на английский. Мы хотим вообще для лутинга, когда труп лежит, убрать слот ножа. То есть нож, что будет такой косметический твой нож, чтобы ты не мог слутать ничего вообще, никакой нож. Потому что в будущем добавится меч такой нифиговый. Там Фомка Фримана там будет еще, топорик, который вы сейчас увидите. И как бы они будут достаточно дорогие, и мы думаем, что, чтобы избежать, кстати, кучу различного багла, мы просто возьмем этот слот, сделаем активным только в режиме снаряжения. А в игре самом мы его уберем, как будто его не существует. Как с этим? С подсумком, где контейнера. Возможно, мы так сделаем. Даже не хочу это переводить на английский язык, на самом деле. Пусть они думают, вот где-то переводят там, где-то там, что для них все мы говорим, пусть что-то хоть поищут.
Прощай мой бизнес, связанный с перепродажей ножей, да.
Ну да. Так, будут ли еще CGI-трейлеры к игре, как первый, например, повествование присутствующей игры? Вообще планируется. Больше ничего сказать не могу. Какие игровые выставки в Европе и России планируете посетить в этом году? Ой, блин, честно говоря, вообще никакие не хочу. Хочется поработать, никуда не хочется ехать. Но, походу, придется ехать куда-то опять. Я не хочу. Не знаю куда. На Е3 мы не поедем, но, скорее всего, там будет Klean. Но не факт, кстати, я не знаю. Может будет, может нет. Но, скорее всего, будет. Будет вы представлять нас, как вы любите. Рассказывать всякие вещи. Что там еще? Unite опять с Unity. Ну, может, поедем. Gamescom мы не хотим уже ехать. Ну, что там, смысла особого нет. Да не хочется. Думать, зажрались там. Да нифига, это геморрой вообще. Ездить туда, это тяжело. Это такой труд лютый. А хочется поработать в Питере, посидеть в унылом солнце, то есть не солнце, а дождь. Все классно. Грустишь, смотришь в окно, думаешь, какого хрена вообще этим занимать. Так, дальше поехали. Будет ли возможно увеличить яркость прицельных марок на коллиматорах? Да. Если оружие не выбрано в рейде, на него мгновенно можно ставить, снимать модификации. Будет ли увеличено время установки модификации в рейде, которые на руках? Можно ли сделать так, чтобы любое оружие, которое модифицируется в рейде, нужно сначала брать в руки? Не знаю, возможно. Мы как раз думаем об этом, что как бы кастомизация, модификация в руках, там как бы это очень чревато багами, поэтому не знаю. Ждете ли вы Stalker 2? Какие чувства испытывали, когда узнали об анонсе? Ха-ха! Почему я этот вопрос не профильтровал?
Да.
Я жду Stalker, конечно. Мне Stalker классная игра. Я в него много играл. Он вдохновил там не то, что на EFT, но у него есть вот что-то, что мы взяли. Вот. И как бы не то, что же взяли что-то, что мы взяли. Аниматора мы взяли.
Hey, real quick, Nick. Hey, just so you guys know who are tuning in, we're just part of the Russian portion right now. We'll be switching over to English shortly. So just give it some time. Some of you guys who are just coming in.
Yeah, guys, it's like 6-7 questions more, and we will switch to English till the end. So hold on, just a little bit more of giggity for you guys. В общем, какие чувства вы испытываете, когда узнаю об анонсе? Я подумал, прикольно, чё? Я не могу больше ничего сказать, ребят, ну, серьезно. Можете рассказать немного больше о барахолке, об арене? Нет. Это долго, ребят. Постоянно спрашивают, как бы, это долго. Барахолка — только система торговли будет. Там очень классная, удобная система, которая позволит вам найти все моды на коллаб, предложения по нему, ключи, которые вы ищете, продать ключи, выставить любую цену за них, следить, торговать, там, ты шурмур, симулятор барыги, короче. Интересно. Об арене будут материалы позже. Это будет отдельный режим, организованный дикими, такой, типа гладиаторские темы, рейтинги, такие прикольные штуки. Так. Будет ли возможность обмена между игроками вне рейда и не за деньги, не барахолка? Не планировалось такого, только, возможно, через клановый общак, но это тоже не скоро. Минимальные настройки графики в игре дают преимущество, банально нет затенения вдали. Будет что-то применять по этому поводу. Это вечный вопрос, ребят, вечный вопрос. Возможно, мы просто сделаем так, что тени будут фиксированы всегда. Потому что, как оказалось, неожиданно, точнее даже вполне ожидаемо, тени практически не влияют на производительность EFT. Возможно ли на данном этапе диким немного улучшить снарягу? Часто выходит с пистолетом без медицины. We have a question here about, is there a possibility to increase the quality of gear when you play as a scav? I think it's kind of good question.
I think we talked about that a bit.
Yeah, but it's linked to a karma system, and this like the permanent thing to do right now, like to increase like quality, to add some weapons. Is it really needed right now? How do you think?
I think it would be cool. I don't think it would be super hard to add a little bit more variety to the loadouts, make them a little bit more diverse. You know, maybe like you could find a scav and occasionally he could have a cool, maybe rare variant of weapon. Maybe not one you spawn with, but one that you can. I mean, it's not a huge priority, no, but it could be cool just to have more variety.
Okay, yeah, we will think about this. Короче, мы подумаем об этом. Осталось еще 4 вопроса. 4 more questions. 40 more questions. Когда вы расскажете подробно о арене? Ну, блин, ребята, кто вопрос составлял? Чего по 2 раза одно и то же?
Я бы хотел прокомментировать.
Да.
Можно
хотим
один
услышать.
комментарий вот про Дикого? Действительно, у Диких нету практически всегда медицины. Было бы просто
Ага.
супер классно, если бы у Дикого было хотя бы 2 бинта. Потому что Дикий — это такой человек, который всегда встречается с вооруженными людьми, и это было бы странно, если бы у него не было
Я
хотя бы
запишу.
какого-то жгута.
Я запишу.
То есть у него
Добавить медицины.
даже не только медицина, а именно кровоостанавливающие.
Окей,
Чтобы не было
хорошо.
кровотечения просто.
Хорошо, ладно. Можно ли изменить на какой-либо другой эффект размытия изображения, используя пальчик, чтобы не портить игрокам зрение? Ой, прям портится зрение. Шар потом накинули, портится зрение. Не вижу проблемы в этом. Подождите, какой эффект размытия? Подождите. Можно ли изменить на какой-либо другой эффект размытия изображения при использовании обезболивающих? Какое размытие? Там, наоборот, шарпится все. Становится все четкое. Какое размытие? Нет ответа на этот вопрос. Нет ответа на этот вопрос. Вопрос странный, непонятный. Будет ли разделение соло-статистики в команде? Ну, это клановая тема. Команда там будет клановая статистика. Вот. Потому что команда, она у нас как бы... Не, ну на самом деле, может и будет. Фиг его знает. Посмотрим. Я что-то не думал. Планируется в игре буллпап оружия? Да, планируется в игре. Все вопросы. That's it. That's all the questions. We can finally switch to English again.
And again, guys, we're just this is just like, again, this whole podcast is still kind of experimental. So this is like, we didn't do this in the last two, but I personally felt that, you know, the Russian community in EFT is huge, very big. So, you know, we got to give some time for the rest of the community. It's not just your own language. So hopefully you guys can understand that, and I appreciate your patience.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Can I just add one little thing to that? You guys were having a little conversation back to the scav karma, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do in Tarkov, or at least it was in the past, something to like spice things up while we're waiting for an update and all that, is like go into a raid with like a broken down gun, but it has like a B10 handguard on the front of an AK. So like you go with a stripped down gun, but you have the options of attaching pieces.
Yeah.
So
You,
like,
you have pretty good ideas, actually. I think we should talk more.
well, I was just gonna say, like, what if there was an option for you to spawn in as a scav with like a broken down AK, but it has like a B10, just a naked B10 attachment, so that scav can go and he can add a handguard, or he can find a red dot, or you know maybe it just has a naked rail on the top of the gun, so your scav can deck out a weapon in the raid, and it gives more direction and objective and reasons to stay in the raid and scavenge, instead of just, you know, you have a gun but you can't really modify it until you get back to base, you know.
Good point.
Yeah. I noted this. It's a good idea.
I just want to throw that in because I forgot to mention it earlier, but yeah, go ahead and continue, guys.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, totally. So I think it's time to show other part of leaks.
There will more leaks for the stream, man.
Ho ho ho.
Yeah, this is the new hatchet. Hatchet in the game. It's a pretty cool hatchet in real life. It's not sponsored. You know, every single stuff, first of all, like we done it unintentionally, like intentionally, just because it's cool thing that we want to have in a game. And later on, the guys who make this stuff contact us and say about like, oh, it's cool, you have a new stuff. We can give you more photos of it to make a better representation of our products. And it's like, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is a Mosin, and it's already been textured in a very detailed and crazy way. In very crazy way.
Can't wait for that gun. That should make a lot of difference into the scav gameplay. And it will be the cheaper sniping rifle for the PMC as well. That should be great.
Yeah, and there also will be a bunch of mods, like animations of Mosin. Let's see them.
Does this fall into the sniper category?
Yes, because there will be a sniper version of it, like long one, and a carbine version. And the carbine, I think it will be in carbines or rifles. I don't know. Yeah, there will be 2 versions of it. Maybe there will be 3 versions. The third one will be sound off, really short, super high recoil version of the gun.
Speaking about sniper rifles and bolt action weapons in general, a really highly requested feature is for manual bolting of sniper rifles, and that's something that I have an issue with, is because when you shoot and your guy immediately charges the bolt, you lose your sight on your enemy, and it's hard to see where you landed so you can readjust. Is there any plans for that coming in soon, TM? Because I know that's pretty.
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, we plan it. It's planned, and in contract wars you have a manual bolting actually. Because long time ago I decided to make it just for these reasons. To have a stable vision on your enemy, on your scope, without any rebolting and exaggerated view or something. Like we will add this later.
Fantastic. We have some 40 mics. The grenade launchers.
Yeah, it's different grenade launchers, because the grenade launchers are soon, and they will not in the next update, but they are really soon, and there will be a whole lineup of different grenade launchers. And you will start to read about it, because it's unbalanced. It will be another Call of Duty. No way. It's really hard to shoot properly from Underberg grenade launcher. It's really hard, and you can't shoot in the close environments, because they have a protection not to explode in the short distances or something. This is a 2.5x scope. I know you asked this a long time to add some intermediate scope, and here it is. Yeah.
I want to say we need some scopes. My favorite scope is PSO right now, and we have no other scope which would act the same as that. Not much magnification and a better FPS and better feeling. Not the long distance, but the short to mid-range.
Medium, yeah.
Yep.
I'd love to see more PSOs. I'd love a PSO, because we have the PSO 1 now. I'd like to see the 1.1 with the extra chevrons under it, so you can just
1.1.
It's like
PSO 1.1 is made for VSS rifle. It's a different ballistic reticle for SP7, SP8 ammunition, SP ammunition in general. It's just a different mark, a different reticle, so we will add it later.
Or the PSO 7X for the SP98.
PSO 7X for the SP98. It's called not PSO. It's called. It's not PSO. It's different. Like I don't remember how it.
You know what scope I'm talking about.
Yes. Keep your own scope. Keep hype your own.
For those of you guys who don't know what this is, these are the RIP slugs.
Yeah. The most deadly ones.
Super penetration. They're nasty. These will be your high level shotgun rounds for geared players and scavs.
Nice.
These will do massive amount of damage. Actually, what I could do this. Let me pull up a video of the RP rounds.
That is a good thing that many players do say that the shotgun, for example, MR153, should do a huge damage, especially on long distances. So people do hunt with them, and we are lacking that in Escape from Tarkov. Now we only use the buckshot. So I hope these rounds will make the difference.
Yeah, they will definitely make a difference in close combat. I don't know. They will be so deadly. I need to get the price for them, like, I don't know, 100 rubles or something, and because they will be really deadly. And this ammunition will be in use by scav bosses.
Ooh,
so get ready.
So they'll definitely fuck you up.
Wow, they rock.
Look at that thing. Ugh. Destroys.
New life for your shotguns.
Really nasty fucking slug.
What I love about Escape from Tarkov is different type of ammunition, because we know many other games when you have different weapons, but the ammunition is the same. And in some games, when you switch the silencer on, it automatically changes the ammunition. So I love the fact that in Escape from Tarkov, you can switch different type of magazines, different type of ammunition. They will have different impact on your weapon and on the sound and on the penetration. That's the thing most of players do enjoy, I think so. So more bullets incoming, more rounds incoming, I think that will make the gameplay even better.
Yeah, it's like a like more differentiation game. Like again, to get the point, to make the point that we want to create the simulation environment with lots of parameters, lots of stuff to do, and the more stuff is better because you'll be able to pick something, to know something, and get advantage with it. And right now, it's kind of ruined by lots of publics, lots of information on the internet about how to make an ultimate weapon with no recoil, how to use what ammunition use, ammo charts, and thing. It was intended for the player to learn all this process down the road of a game, like to understand all of this, like with time. But right now, you can start playing EFT with the guides, like how to. You need to collect items for upcoming quests. You need to collect this. You need to collect this. Better use this. I know it's a good thing to have a walkthrough and guides and something to like it's enriched the game in terms of popularity and stuff. But the idea is to play EFT without any help, only you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That initial mysterious experience from a new player, it's always the best when you go in and you experience things for yourself the first time. Sometimes you're streaming a new game and chat's telling you, oh, this is what's up, this is what you got to do, and it ruins that mysteriousness, and it is a special feeling. So I agree with you.
Yes, and we can fix this with implementation of some kind of randomization of tasks, of items. But again, they will select that whole lineup of items to collect before the quest starts, and so it's okay. I'm not saying that it's not cool or something. It's okay. It's a pretty common thing for every MMO project, like a database of knowledge, and it's okay. And all we need is to make the game faster. Like to make all the features, to make all the new mysterious features and quests and stuff faster, to to make the game interesting during the whole development timeline. Not about we will make it more years. We will take more years to develop it, and for some time it will be boring again, and we need to make something more. We will do a vibe, and you will have to do all the shit again. It's kind of not cool. I don't like this because maybe
we're all tired of the Tushonka quest. We never want to have to do that again.
yeah, I know, but I can feel it's maybe we will make something in the next vibe. We will save the quests. We can do the thing the thing the quest progression will stay, but the profile vibe will occur, and you will get all the items again, all the awards from them. It's a pretty realistic thing.
So basically what you're saying is if you do a wipe again in the future, you'll still have your reputation and quest done with the trader? But
yeah, the questing will be complete, and you will receive all again. It's a testing thing, but at the release we will wipe all of it again, and the final
as you have
will occur. Yeah.
Well, there's do you think there would be ever a dynamic system so it's not predictable at that point? Maybe somebody goes in and they play during one patch, or they watch streams, and then on day one of them playing, they know like, oh, I have this item that I'm gonna need to collect for next week. Like, is there any like do you think there'd be a system in the future where it's not like randomized task requirements, but some kind of system so we can't predict what we need or what we have to do? Like maybe my fifth task is different from your fifth task. Is that a possibility?
I think this is a possibility. Also, I can say that we will make the quest loot spawns not in one place, like 3 or 4 random places, maybe more. So it will not be like, okay, you can find this key underneath the bed, and at this place you can find this in a cup. You can find this on the safe, but we will add different locations, like different places, and it will be randomized for each player. Maybe it will like differ something in this term. Maybe, I don't know. We will add this. We could add this, and maybe we will actually.
Smoke with another really good idea. Yeah, I like it.
Well, just another common thing that people ask too is like the weekly task thing, where like instead of just having the basic tasks, there's like these just tasks that everybody has depending on the week or the month. So like we always have an objective regardless of just trader tasks. You know, like as long as I have a reason to go into raid and like an objective or some kind of like, you know, progression to do, I'm happy. It could be the simplest thing. As long as I have a reason to go in, I can enjoy myself, you know. So I think if you had like some kind of goals for us down the line, that would keep people interested regardless of their experience. And then another thing people throw around, or like the other games have, is like a season type thing where, you know, for these 4 months it's one season, and then something happens, maybe there's a wipe, or maybe you can decide to wipe yourself, and then the next season starts, but you have some kind of recognition as being an experienced person from the previous season, just some kind of you know, like Call of Duty's prestige system. I don't want to compare this to Call of Duty because it's nothing alike, but just that's an example of the leveling prestige system. You know,
they
get through and carry something along.
What's that game? Path of Exile. They do seasons, and like it's like every 4 or 6 months, and like if you want to choose to wipe your character, you can, and you start on a fresh start with the new season with like a different economy and like different loot spawns or whatever. But if you want to stay in your current season, you can if you want to, and stay within that. I totally agree with you on that.
So you guys are saying that you need a purpose
in a raid,
tasks. Like it's not about like just I will play some raid and just for fun. You actually need something to do. Even if you completed all the quests, you actually need something to do to continue, like repetitive thing. Yes,
I think it's just. I mean, me and Smoke were talking about this before the podcast starts, and I remember back in the alpha and before quests were ever introduced, it was always go in, get loot, get out. And like, even though the game is very fun, and one of the biggest reasons and why also a lot of other people play EFT is combat, because the guns feel good, they're fun to use. You could literally take the shooting platform you have, Nikita, in EFT and make any game, and it would be great, just because of how the weapons are. But I think it's really just having a task in mind, having an objective in the raid, even if it's just like go kill 10 scavs, or you know, go extract from this exit or something. It could be almost, honestly, anything really generic if you made it, you know, but just to have a reason to be there, you know.
I understand. The generic quests, like generated quests, are planned actually, and the seasoning things is also planned, and really I want to implement this as soon as possible, just to ensure you are like continue playing the game and having some fun. Without this, like, everybody is good, overgeared, I don't know what to do, it's not a goal anymore. These events are kind of stupid with this, like, the pricing changes and stuff. I understand this, and it will be eventually. I think it will be soon enough.
I also think, you know, a lot of it just has to do with the overall progression of the traders and the loot that you get. Because, like, let's use last wipe for example. We didn't have a patch or wipe in like 3.5 months, and it was nothing but M4s and fort, and just like these guys with stupid amounts of equipment just running around everywhere. Or you'd find hatchlings, It was either really one or the other. And I think, like reducing, say, weapon prices and making SMGs useful and creating a more steady progression as you level up through the game and making sure that, you're making it not too much of a grind for the players who don't have all the time to play, and making it still a challenge, though, for like people like myself, Smoke, and Dayzru here who play every day, and we can still enjoy it for the longest amount of time before a wipe. And obviously, when the game's done, there's going to be open world and arena mode, and there's going to be all these other features that will keep people entertained. So I think it's just more just making sure the progression is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
I see. That's I just noted very good points on this. For example, I will not say to, actually.
That's fine.
There
wanna
must
say.
be.
And lots of people do make a good point about time played. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and say, oh, I'm a streamer, I play so much, I've done everything, I need something else, because obviously not everybody has the same amount of time as a streamer or someone that has a lot of time on their hands to play.
100%.
So obviously there has to be a balance between someone that can sit around and play as much as they want, and then someone that barely gets on and things are still kind of new and mysterious to them every time they get on. So if like finding that balance is obviously really nice, but I guess what I want to say is, like, it's just so nice in Tarkov. Like, Tarkov's potential is so nice when you're going through the raid or you're going into this world and like you don't know what you're gonna get. Like, you don't just say, all right, I'm gonna go here and get some action and kill some dudes and get out. It's nice when you're going somewhere and then a random something happens. You encounter some players that you weren't expecting in an area that you weren't expecting. Instead of just, all right, I'm going to the dorms, get my kills, check the mark room, and get to the extract. It's always really cool when things are kind of dynamic or unexpected. But yeah, there is a balance to be had, I guess, between people that have a lot of time and people that don't. So I guess the season's topic is kind of touchy with them.
I actually have something that kind of adds to that a bit. I want to see what you guys think about it. Because like for me, and again, one of our talking points is player interaction, and EFT having one of those like little magic moments where you see a squad roll up behind you, or you see some player scavs doing some stuff. And one thing I've noticed is that the AI, they have like their little missions, patrol this area. They go back and forth here. They don't really loot or do any of this cool stuff yet. And I'm sure there's more advanced features coming in with them eventually. But increase the player interaction. And one way I thought that could be done is giving a more, I guess you could call it even a buff to player scavs, is instead of player scavs spawning in halfway through a raid after it's over, because I mean that makes sense. Your goal as a scav is to go in and scavenge and find whatever you can, like pick up the pieces. But I think it would be cool in some raids where, as a player scavs, or if you spawn in with a group of player scavs, you guys spawn in at the very beginning of the raid. Maybe say you're at dorms or you're somewhere inside interchange, and player scavs are already living there, right? So it makes sense that they would spawn there. And then that also creates more interactions for the PMCs, because when they go into interchange, they're going to see players, and players act dynamically. They go loot, they go search jackets and pockets, they go search these specific stores and rooms. And so at the beginning of a raid, instead of having all these player scavs come in after almost all the PMCs have died, I feel like if they were there at the beginning, it would make the raids much more interesting and allow for more player interaction to occur. And also people wouldn't really be able to complain as much as, with the bots, because, bots, yesterday I got like shot in the head while one was going prone. Like, he was literally mid-prone, headshot me. It'd be less of that. It'd actually be a player, that you're fighting, and not an AI. So I'm just, what do you guys think? Smokes, Daisy, Nikita?
Yeah, no, I mean, I go ahead, Daisy. I have something to comment on after you guys are done.
I have a lot of things to say.
Go.
And dynamic, how do you call it in English? So remember back in the days, there were some game where you could have dynamic some actions on map. So you never expect what will be there, and will enemies be there or not. So it
You mean like looking for like a helicopter crash site, like on DayZ,
helicopter
like a dynamic
crash
event?
sites, let's say this. So that things will make a big difference in EFT, because now, as was told before, you always know where to find the key, where to find Tushonka and stuff. And the funny thing will be, that is a joke, but what if you know that you have to collect 30 Tushonkas, and you collect them, you come to therapist and say, hey lady, I brought you 30 Tushonkas, take them please. And she says, some people did bring me 30 tushonkas. I need 30 different type of tushonkas. So bring me them, please. That would make an insult for the game.
Yeah.
For the gamers.
The idea to have the idea to have so is on the point in design documentation, like it's planned to have something like this. The stashes, coded stashes, randomly generated. Like you need to kick out, terror group kick out to open them. The helicopter crash sites, I don't know, because we don't have such big.
I was just
open
using it as an
spaces.
example. Just like it could be
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like a truck that spawns randomly that has loot in it, and sometimes it's there.
Just be a
sometimes
Yeah.
random loot crate,
Yeah.
you know, just anything.
Yeah, random loot crates definitely will be, and it's still about the content, you know. We still need to make the whole, like, the whole map of the
There's a
whole
bigger
region.
picture. There's a bigger picture to the
Yeah,
different
yeah. To have a
features.
bigger picture, like we even can have cool events that are not linked to a particular raid, for example. Like you will sit in a game and you will receive a message from a trader, and he will say, you know, we are in good relations, my friend. You have like 4-level loyalty with the trader. We are really good, and I'm just saying it's just a secret just for you. In 10 minutes on the shoreline there will be airdrop of UN supplies, and you should get it. Like this.
Like it'll come up like maybe you have to have like an item in a raid. Like you have to have a radio item, and if you have this radio, you know you'll get these broadcasts.
The cell phone, like the cellular
G phone.
No, not G phone. We will have a
PDA.
No, some kind of PDA, but it will be
Tablet.
no, the phone that connects to a satellite
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that satellite phone, you will have ability to chat in game chat in lobby, but during in the raid. So you will be able to chat, like to see messages, to collect your insurance in the raid, and insure something in the raid. Like you will find something, and you will be able to insure it with this phone, but you'll have to find some additional stuff like bank account, card, and like it's a long-term plans. But but you can get this messages, this like information from our other traders about different events happening in the whole region, like in different places, just to enrich the overall randomness, like the different kind of events. I think this is a realistic thing, and actually we will add it someday, I think.
Okay.
But again, it's all linked to a moment when we will have all the stuff, like basic stuff that we need to release.
Right.
Like we need to release a game actually, and maybe another DLC will add this new kind of experience for players.
Right. So in the meantime, we can talk about some stuff that's going on like right now. Obviously, lots of people are just throwing around the like this isn't what I want to talk about, but lots of people are saying, "Oh, talk about the scavs, talk about the anti-cheat, talk about the desync, talk about this," and it's like obviously those things are all going to improve during the process of this early access game, you know. But something that I want to talk about that's a bit more realistic for right now is just the flow of gameplay through a map. And I want to use like customs as an example. So in the very beginning of the raid, obviously we start out with, you know, PMC player spawn zones, you know, and I think a big problem with some people is like, you know, they finally muster up enough courage to take their first good loadout out to the map, and they spawn into customs. Maybe it's boiler side, which is like a well-known, really dense, like you spawn in next to 5 other people sometimes, or sometimes you have a really good experience and like you're spread out and everything flows perfectly. But sometimes you spawn in and someone immediately spawns next to you and shoots you in the back, especially on interchange.
Yeah,
you know,
that sucks.
And it's just a bad experience for some people because, you know, after that they're like, oh, I'm gonna go be a hatchling now because I just got screwed over by my spawn zone. You know, I didn't even get a chance to think. I just spawned in and boom, that guy was next to me and saw me. The luck of the draw, you know. So I mean, in the game is amazing. I just think to make some people happy in the meantime, if there was just any way to like just get up in the sky and look down and be like, okay, these are the farthest possible spawns that we can do to get people to, just get a little bit of room to think in the beginning, So I think just the spawn zones is like one of the big things to make people happy in the meantime for the other changes, in my opinion, in my experience with this game.
I agree.
And in like factory, obviously it's hard to balance factory. It's arguable whether the old factory spawns or the new ones are better because it's just a really small map. It's instant action. It's fun. You can't really do much about factory, but like the rest of the maps, I think, maybe just a little tweaking, like spreading them out somehow would be sweet. But anyways, and then it goes from spawning into just the direction of the player, his objectives. Where's he going? Well, on customs, dorms is the best because the mark room and 218 and safes and stuff. So it's like if there was a way to spread out the map interest, or even just randomize some of the rooms in the dorms so instead of someone just goes into the dorms and says, all right, I'm checking these 2 rooms and I'm leaving, maybe they have to hold down the dorms, check 10, 15 rooms to find something good that they're looking for, instead of just, oh, these are the 2 rooms, I'm out, I got my thing, I'm leaving, So if they could just, if we could just make it so there was like a reason to hang around construction, or a reason to hang around the checkpoint, or a reason to check the whole dorms, just general map interest.
That gives me an idea, and it kind of goes back and touches on our reason to go into a raid. And I think it could be cool. Like maybe when you go into a raid, you can't extract unless, say, or maybe you can't open up said door, or whatever. It could be anything. I'm kind of talking hypotheticals here. But like you go into a raid, and on the top right, it says your time and your extractions and a parameter saying like, hey, you need to go hold and secure dorms for 5 minutes. And once you're in the dorms location, you just have to be there for 5 minutes and hang out there for 5 minutes, and then you can extract the raid. Or it could be construction, or it could be the gas station, or it could be old gas station. And you could do this on any map. You could go on interchange, it could literally be a store. So in order to get out of the raid, you got to go to the specific location, quote unquote, protect it or secure it, whatever. And then once that objective is finished, you can leave. And that kind of gives that soft objective in a raid as well. So when we go in, we actually kind of have a reason to, leave, a reason to do something in the raid. And again, that's just, random idea, just something to give somebody a reason to maybe say extract, kind of forces traffic. But again, just an idea. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think, like if there were, like, some people talk about woods, for example, like if you were to implement something like that on woods, what would it be? I think like woods, a lot of people lately have been trying to stay away from it because they just think it's too predictable, or it's too, there's not enough interest,
Right.
like loot interest or map interest. But I mean, if we could somehow, convince players to spend more time in the raids and go to specific areas, maybe not have a timer, so it's like, all right, you have to be in this zone for 5 minutes, but maybe just give them a reason to, value their life in certain areas and go to, I don't know if we need to create more loot spots in woods, or just change like the player traffic with the spawns, or what it may be. But
Quest things like questing could be linked to locations, to places,
right, creating hotspots amongst players
Yeah.
through the tasks.
Yeah.
I just think as long as players have a reason to go to certain areas, instead of just they play the game for a certain amount of time. They know where the loot crates are. They know where the keys spawn. They know where like the players like to go. If you could like throw a mix into that, so it's not it's not as predictable. It's not just people are going straight to the mark room, or people are going straight to the weapon crates in the sawmill on woods. If we could somehow just spread that out and make, instead of one mark room, maybe there's 4 things that are comparable to the mark room, all spread out on the map. That would lead to, I think, more just random encounters amongst the players, with like the traffic of the players, I guess is what I was trying to say. And that would eventually lead to longer raids, because I do feel like lots of people get to a certain point of experience with the game and they just map it out to a T. They spawn in, they say, all right, if I go to this point, I can kill the other guy in his spawn. Then I can go rush the best loot. I get it, and then I leave. That's 5-minute raid or something. If we could, and that's not everybody. That's just like the very top tier of people that just map the game down to a science. If we could throw something in the mix to make those people a bit less confident in the way that they move through the map, I think it would be great for like the longevity of the game.
Okay, I will think about this more. I have some ideas. I need to think about them. like the easy ways to make this real. Because like you right now you pretty like know everything about the map. You know where to go, what to get, and we need to enrich this to make players move in different locations, different places for some reasons. And we did like the custom exits, exfil points, and to exit in different places. We can and we will like change and advance in this system. We'll make another types of exits, and they will need to like not just like travel to other places on the map, but you will need to make something unique to exit from a location. Maybe it will change this situation you described. We'll see.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, like I said, I never want to come across as saying like, this isn't good enough, because the game is so damn good. I'm just pointing out little things that I've picked up on because I play it so much, and I have a community behind me that throws little questions in the mix to bring up. So I don't know. I just think that's like, obviously lots of people are gonna be waiting for the game to develop, but in the meantime, I think that's a huge thing that would keep people happy and interested while we wait for the better stuff or the other stuff,
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm looking at chat here as well, and a lot of people are saying that static like loot spawns are like one of the reasons why a lot of the traffic is the way it is. Like the Kiba key, for example, everybody now knows it spawns in that tent. So now everybody is going to that same spot to find the key, or everybody always goes to Marked Room to get the good loot out of Marked Room, and it's always the same thing every time. And I think what the chat's basically trying to say is make the loot more dynamic. So like anything that's really high value, say like a valuable key, like the Kiba key, for example, instead of it having that spawn location, it would spawn randomly on scavs, in jackets, in duffel bags. Like you could almost find it anywhere. So that way it kind of encourages players to search and look everywhere, because you never really know where you're going to find that good thing. So that was a lot of the stuff from the chat. Just wanted to get that said. Don't worry, guys. I'm looking at you guys to see what you're saying.
I agree. Maybe not in the next update, but the next after this update, or maybe in the next update we'll see. Because right now we have planned all the stuff that we need in the next update. It's a really bad thing to implement, to add something to this plan, because then we will need to shift to move the update, because we don't have a spare time to make this
extra features. That makes sense. There's a certain development pipeline you have to stick with. I also realized there's a couple of leaks that haven't shown off yet, so we'll just keep talking and I'll just I'll show these off.
Yeah, show them off, and I think we need to like it's 2 hours already.
Yeah,
I think
we're getting pretty close to the end.
If we're coming close to the end, I just wanted to make sure that I threw one thing in. If there's any little piece of something that I want to throw in, it's this. But Nikita, obviously you guys just implemented the mag loading. Obviously we don't have an animation for it yet, but we, when we load a mag, we're locked into our inventory, bullet by bullet, right? And I think that's fine. I'm totally for the slowing down of that. You can just bring in more mags to negate it. But what do you, in the future when there's an animation, we're gonna actually be able to view the game world while we're loading our mag in our hand, right? Like I can watch the door or watch the area while I'm loading my mag, right? In the future.
Yes.
So
Yes.
What do you think about like in the meantime, what if we could just, instead of being locked into our inventory, what if we could just view the game world, but we're stuck standing still? Maybe we could use our free look or just be able to, watch the game. Because I feel like if someone's in an intense gunfight and then they have to stop and be stuck in the inventory, that's when they start complaining about, oh, the mag loading, this sucks, But if they could at least just watch this beautiful game and maybe, oh, the shit, they see someone creeping up on them, I'm gonna stop. I think that would like shut down most of the complaints about mag loading, if I can just watch the game.
Yeah, I think we will make like without animations, we will progress bar or something, like your weapon
Goes down,
goes down, and you will see like the same like the icon, like something.
Right. Yeah. As long as we're not stuck in our inventory, I think that would keep the feel of the game going.
Absolutely. So that's pretty much, we've already hit pretty much all our talking points. We're getting about 2 hours here in the podcast, so we're going to wrap it up. So chat, guys, this is your time to ask some questions. I'll be looking out in the chat for anything you guys got. I'll just go ahead and answer the big ones. Compasses are coming soon. The desync and lag is going to get fixed eventually. The micro studies are being worked on. The 000 error is known about and being worked on. VoIP is planned. And yes, there will be guns. I just wanted to get those out of the way. So what kind of...
Yeah, hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, of course. It was great having you guys on.
Yeah, actually, like a lot of good ideas, and this particular podcast is like the good in this term, like a lot of ideas. It's not only about talking, but some pretty good thoughts about how to make the game better. And right now I'm thinking already how, like, is it possible to add something in the next update? Yeah.
Go quick with questions.
Yeah.
Again,
Anti-cheat,
yeah, guys, it's getting like these are things that it's like a subject that we're beating a dead horse here. Like cheaters, lag, the desync, the stuff, the scavs.
This is a high priority things. Anti-cheat, desyncs, optimization, bug fixing is a high priority things. There will be as soon as possible, like really soon. Like even before the next big update, there will be intermediate update with anti-cheat update. So hold on. Don't get so freaked out about this. There will be some updates soon. You just wait. Because it's not so hard to make that, like to make the anti-cheat, because it's really hard thing to do right now, especially when the top cheater maker sites are on us for a long time already. The professional cheat makers.
Very well.
What did you want to say?
Question: South America servers, because we have a lot of players in South America. It seems like they're wanting a server.
Yeah, we looked and looking on the different variety of servers down there, and we are not happy with the quality products. Maybe if you have some good servers, some good like contacts of some really good and trusted company, send it to Klean and he will send it to me, and we will see. Like right now, we didn't find something appropriate in terms of quality and price for us.
I'll do some research.
South America servers.
For those of you guys in South America, if you guys have any server providers that you know of, go ahead and like message me on Discord. I'll go check it out after the stream, and next week on Monday, because it's the weekend, I'll send that to Nikita, and hopefully we can get some South American servers, guys. Vaulting and climbing.
Vaulting and climbing. We want to to replace all the animations with new animations, with optimized animations that will lead to a performance boost, overall performance boost, and a new animation that they will look better. And right now is a pretty important thing, like high priority thing. And after this, we will think what to add more, like vaulting or ladder animations, and like we want to make a simple representation of unconsciousness thing that you will be able to
knock players out.
Yeah.
Unconscious states.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Patch. So the patch that came out today, small fixes.
Yes, it's just small fixes. Some of the loot containers didn't work on the maps, like green ones. I think we fixed this. Also some launcher fixes and minor fixes. Maybe more, maybe less, maybe something about anti-cheat. We can't talk about it, We can't talk about anti-cheat update, guys. It's already not a good thing that we're saying that we're working, because they are working too. This shitheads. Hi, shitheads. And and we're working. It was really small update, because right now we testing the scav bosses with the new skins that you saw last time, and different behaviors, weapons, and this feature definitely will be the next big update. And there will be, I think, intermediate update with this anti-cheat updates, maybe more, maybe some freezes and stuttering fixes, as I said about them yesterday. We'll see.
A couple more questions, Nick. Cooking grenades. Being able to cook a grenade.
Cooking grenades. It's planned.
Okay.
It's planned.
I have a quick one. What about a hotkey for a Comtex?
It's planned. It's planned. I can look this.
Soon.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to conclude our podcast here. Nick's probably pretty tired. He's still at the office. He hasn't left yet. If you guys don't know Smoke or Dayzru, please go check these guys out. Outstanding content creators, dude. Are always playing Tarkov and other really great games. So go show them some love. Guys, thank you for being here. Dayzru and Smoke, thank you for taking the time out
Thanks
of
for
the
having
day to be here. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yeah. I'll probably be getting you guys on the podcast again. We had some really good discussions this time.
Yeah, thank guys. It was really productive, actual productive podcast. I think I didn't see such kind of podcast. It's not like a podcast actually. It's more than like a video conference. I didn't see such kind of conferences in any kind of development where actual developer talks with people, makes some notes. Like all the conversations is just about, oh, how cool we are. Yeah, there will be some beta patch. Yeah, come on. Lots of stuff. Yeah. And that's it. And okay, our player can run. Nice. Our player can prone. Whoa, prone. Shit. Our player can shave beard. Beard.
Can you wash your hands though?
Yeah, oh, you can wash your hands. Whoa, washing your hands. Cool. I'm not saying anything about anything, but this actual conference making good things, and you guys chatting in the Twitch chat who wrote the questions in Russian and English. I have a bunch of English questions actually, but really I'm so tired to answer them right now.
Oh, you're good, man.
You guys really help the development progress. Like your help is appreciated, and I noted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 15 different kind of notes to make the game better, just talking with you guys and the guests. So it's kind of cool, and thank you for being with us. And I think we will make a good game eventually all together.
Keep doing what you're doing. It's really It is already a very good game.
Absolutely. And it's
probably the best survival shooter at the moment.
Only getting better. All right, guys. Without further ado, I'm going to be passing you guys over to another streamer. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Peace out. Take care. Show them some love, and I'll talk to you guys very, 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 very soon. Later.
Leave no music behind. Listen to your favorite
ads.
playlists.
Hold on. I'm just going to run this. Bye, guys.
This one goes out to you, baby.